Hi, it's Mike again, and thank you for coming and tuning into this slightly informal video about service monitoring. So, people don't often have to think about the server side of things and the server management side of things. When you purchase hosting, you don't really think about what's going on behind the scenes, and I thought I'd give you a bit of insight into the kind of work I do behind the scenes to make sure all my customers' websites are running smoothly, that the sites run fast, and that everything's in proper order. So first of all, what you're looking at now is the monitor for each one of the servers that I manage. I manage a number of servers. As you can see, there's 8 servers being managed on this screen, and most customers who are using the managed shared web hosting platform are being located on this box here, sector1.borg.digital. I'm going to click into that and show you the visibility that I have of the server's health and what's happening with that server at any time. So essentially, every computer has processors, memory, disk, and those are resources that you have to monitor. For example, the CPU of our web server. You can see the sort of last half day of our CPU graph. So since 2 o'clock, it's now 7 p.m. You can see that our CPU is fluctuating in a healthy range, and that the CPU is not exceeding 50% CPU usage. There's lots of websites on here, and we do have some sort of fluctuations, but the server is definitely not stressed in respect of the usage of the CPU. Let's zoom out a little bit and have a look at the last 7 days worth of CPU usage on this server, and you can see that it's very stable. So this is a week's worth of usage, and the CPU is sitting under 50% nicely all the time. Now let's have a look at your memory. So the PC has memory in it, and it's very important to me to manage the memory of the server. This server has 30 gigabytes of RAM, and the red portion down here is showing you how much active RAM we are using, and essentially, as you can see, we are running within a lovely low memory consumption rate at the moment. It's very nice and stable. I could go into detail with respect to the disk usage. The most important thing that I keep my eye on with respect to the disk is how much free space we have on our hard disk. So whenever somebody uploads a website, or whenever somebody receives an email, or when any number of things happen, our disk is being used up, and bad things happen on servers that run out of disk space. Trust me. So I keep my eye on the disk space at all times. Now, I have a level of automation involved with this. So if I click on the alerts tab, you can see that there is currently an open alert on this server, and that's because the disk space of the server is higher than 60%. Every server that I monitor will alert me in certain scenarios. Those scenarios, I can see if I go to manage alerts, I will receive an alert if a CPU goes higher than 75 for 5 minutes, or if there's no data received. This is the bad one. If this happens, this alert, that usually means that there's a server down scenario. If the disk usage is higher than 60%, then I know I need to start thinking about increasing disk space on our servers, potentially relocating large consumers from one server to another, and essentially managing that server to make sure that it keeps plenty of free disk space. The final alert I have is the memory usage of the servers, and if the memory usage climbs above 80% for any more than 5 minutes, I get an alert, and I get on the case and check to make sure that we haven't got any critical situation about to happen that might cause downtime. So that's just a little bit of insight into the sort of things that I keep my eye on to make sure your website, my customers' websites and our servers are in a good, fit, healthy state at all times. If you have any questions about this, I'm perfectly happy to answer questions at any time. You'll always find me available on the live chat, which you can reach on the website, and also keep your eyes open for another video about logs. So my level of visibility of what's going on the servers will probably surprise you in my next video, which relates to server logs monitoring. Thanks for your time. See you soon.